Hi, my name is Francisca, and if you're in the middle of doing research to find the right tool to manage your enterprise architecture, you should stay and watch this video. Why? Because it will save you tons of time, and second, most important of all, it'll make sure that you can ask the right question to any tool provider. Another question you can ask yourself, is it really enterprise architecture you want to do with the tool, and is it the right level of detail you want to do with the tool? Now, this question might sound weird to you, but in my experience, people that are new to the enterprise architecture topic are often tempted to do a deep dive into other fields of areas that enterprise architecture is touching, such as business process management, for example. Now, in this situation, it helps to keep in mind what's the main goal of enterprise architecture. And the main goal of enterprise architecture is to give you a holistic overview about the connection between IT elements on one side and business elements on the other side. So try not to get tempted to do the deep dive, for example, to find out what's the current status of your server. This is not what enterprise architecture is about. Another tip that I can give you is you should prioritize because you simply can't have it all. Now, what do I mean with this? If you start searching around for tools, you will probably find a lot of tool providers that will claim that they're the best of the very best. And it's probably needless to say that this is often just marketing blah blah, because there's always some dependencies and some criteria actually contradict each other. Let me give you an example from everyday life. If you need a car because you're moving from A to B, you will probably get a big truck because you need to stuff in all your furniture. Now, let's say you need a car that it's fast and agile and looks sexy. Well, you will probably get a sports car. Now, if you want to have both, a big car that can transport furniture and is agile and fast, well, it simply doesn't exist. So this is kind of the same with the enterprise architecture tools. Another tip that I can give you is to figure out what you really want. Now you might say, duh, of course you know what you want, because otherwise you don't know if you like it or not. Well, in my experience, to be honest, people that are starting to do research around tools, they often don't know what they want, and what they're doing is they get the tool with the most features because they kind of just expect by some sort of miracle that in a few months they will figure out what they want, and the tool will tell them. Well, this is not happening. Actually, people then tend to get lost because they're overwhelmed with so many features. So my recommendation would be two things. Either get some external help. There's consultant companies that can help you with that, to do a 1 or 2 day workshop to figure out what you really need and to be more focused. Or if you don't want to get external help, well, get a lightweighted tool. A lightweighted tool that comes with a lot of out-of-the-box things, and the lightweighted tools will give you more guidance and will give you more comfortable experience in a few months or years. Another tip that I can give you is that you should decide what is more important for you. Is it speed or freedom? Because it's hard to have both at the same time. For example, there's tools on the market that offer a lot of freedom. For example, you can build up your own meta model and data structure from scratch. And this can be good if you really need that amount of freedom. The down to is that it will take you a lot of time to get the first results. To build up your own meta model can take you months, sometimes even years. So if speed is more important for you, my recommendation would be to get a tool that comes with a predefined meta model and or a lot of out-of-the-box visualizations and reports. And mostly those tools will actually offer you a certain degree of customization, so you can still change the meta model afterwards a little bit. But then you have the speed at least. Another aspect you should think about, what is more important for you? Is it ease of use or feature diversity? Because it's kind of hard to combine both worlds with each other. If you have a tool with a lot of features, you should make sure that your company offers you enough amount of training. Complex tools will probably need a few days, sometimes even weeks of training before you're able to really handle the tool. On the other hand, there's tools on the market, lightweighted tools, that will allow you to start even within 1 or 2 hours. It's kind of like when you want to run a marathon. So if you're new to the whole running thing, you will probably not start to run 42 kilometers. You will start to do short distances in a park. And this is the same with the enterprise architecture tools. So if you're new to this, start with a lightweighted tool. And if you, in a few years, you feel more comfortable and you want to get more features into it, well, you can still upgrade to a more powerful tool. Usually when you start with enterprise architecture, you will want to gather information from your company, and usually you already have some kind of data lying around somewhere in your company, in other tools, for example. if this is the case, and when you want to have those information in your EA tool, you should think about connecting those tools into your EA tool. And you can do this via interfaces. So some tool providers are more open to other systems. They will have some kind of interfaces in their tool. Others won't. So a typical system would be, for example, that you might want to connect our CMDBs. CMDBs are configuration management database, or tools to manage your business processes, for example. Another area where EA tool providers vary a lot is the automation degree. I already talked in my previous hint about how you can connect other tools and exchange data automatically. So this would be one area of automation, but there's other areas. For example, some tools will offer you the option to calculate things like KPIs or cost automatically. Some tools will have schedulers, so they will allow you to run certain activities automatically at a certain time. Some tools will even run consistency checks for you. So there's a lot of things you can do automatically. And if this is important for you, so if you want to reduce your manual work, you should ask the tool provider what options they offer with their tool. Another question you can ask yourself, who's going to be working with the tool? Is it only power users, for example, enterprise architects, or will it be also ordinary people, let's say from the business? Should everybody see everything in a tool, or you want to maybe limit the view to a certain group of people? Should everybody be able to edit everything in a tool? So questions like these. The broader the range of roles are that you want to cover, the more important this area will be for you, and you should take a deeper look into this with a tool provider. You will also see that some tools actually support the so-called LDAP, the Lightweight Directory Access Protocol, and with this you can connect your Active Directory of the company. Another area that can be important for you is the additional services that a tool provider is offering, because actually picking the right tool is the simple part. What is more important and more difficult actually is making sure that all your stakeholders in the company are on board and that your company is really living enterprise architecture. And in this area, it might be important to get external help, consultancy service. And some tool providers actually offer consultancy services, some don't. So this is something you might want to check out. Another additional service that can be important is training. So especially the complex tools should have some sort of training. So ask the tool provider what options they offer. Also, when it comes to interfaces, as I mentioned before, you can connect other tools of your company to the EA tool. Integrators might be important for you. So some tool providers will have a network of integrators, some don't. So these were my tips for you. I hope you liked the video. If you liked it, please click on I like. Feel free to leave me comments if you missed something. If you have questions, you can contact me. You can find all additional information down there in the description box. So this is it. See you in the next video, and bye. So now let's get some lunch. I'm hungry.